Radhika, welcome to moneyHOP Q&A session. Great to have you over here. So
Hi, Vishnu. Thank you so much.
let's talk about the language proficiency test. As you know, any student who wants to go abroad have to take one or the other language proficiency test. So let's talk about the big five nations, say US, UK, Germany. So can you map that, like what all tests are required to enter into that country, to immigrate to that particular country?
Sure. So when it comes to the test, dear, so there are different type of language proficiency test which is accepted by the different countries. So countries to countries tests are different, and then there are other tests also. So when we come to the language test preferency, it is like IELTS, TOEFL, PT, and Duolingo. When we compare it, which country accept which test, then first go to the US and Canada. So mostly in US and Canada, IELTS and TOEFL will be accepted. It is the acceptable test. But in fewer of the university nowadays, they are accepting PTE also. PTE is not widely accepting test, but yeah, a few of the universities are accepting this. Talking about UK and Ireland, these countries are taking either IELTS, either PT, some of the universities again PT, and only lesser universities take Duolingo test as an English test exam. Now, when we talk about the Schengen countries, so Schengen countries do not prefer any language test preference like IELTS, TOEFL, PT, or Duolingo. They prefer their own language test. Okay, if you have the German language to go into the German public or private university, that would be the plus in your profile. But yeah, as because you are not from an English speaking country, IELTS or TOEFL can be mandatory according to the profile. So that's how we divide the test according to the countries and depending on the university's requirement also. But IELTS is a test which is widely accepted mostly in all the countries and in all the basically universities as well. TOEFL mostly in US, and again, as I have told you, Australia, New Zealand, these are actually most preferring this PT exam, right? So that's how we divided the exams according to the countries. But IELTS is most widely accepted exam in all the countries.
So when it comes to taking courses like MBA, GRE and GMAT language tests are very important. So can you
Exactly.
shed light on that? Does it go along with the other language test like IELTS or TOEFL? So can you elaborate on that?
GMAT is typically required for MBA and business school applications generally, while GRE is most commonly accepted for a broader range of graduate programs, okay, including science, arts, and engineering programs. Both test access analytical and quantitative skills rather than language proficiency. Now, when it comes to language proficiency, this exam is taking just to check your language criteria because, as I have told, some of the students are not from the English speaking country, right? When we're talking about it, Indians, India is not an English speaking country. Yes, English is widely spoken nowadays in India, but it's not English speaking country. So, according to the profiles, universities are taking and for the English language test proficiency exam like IELTS, TOEFL, PT. GRE GMAT is a completely different exam, which is checking the quantitative and their basically their knowledge to check their everything for the exam, right? But this is mostly accepted for by the university, which is top ranked university. Usually in the normal ranked university, only language test preparation exam is required, not the GRE GMAT.
Let's take countries like Germany and France. Uh,
Yeah.
so how important is their native language proficiency? For example, is it mandatory that students should learn German or French to enter into these respective countries? Or can we go there just with IELTS, TOEFL? Does these test scores like assure their admission in universities over there?
Okay, so when we come to any Schengen country, whether it is Germany, whether it is France, Italy, Spain, whatever it is, okay, you can enter into the country with IELTS exam also. But to get the permanent residency after your studies in that country, and obviously doing a job which is white collar jobs, you definitely require their language test. Why? Because their citizens are only talking in their language. Their signboards are there in their language. And if you are going, if you just only know English and Hindi, or if you just only know English and your country, basically, or your state language, that would not work for a longer time. So if you want to settle down in the country, definitely you should learn their language. Like if we are taking an example from the for the German public university, right? So German, there are two kind of university: German public university and German private university. So when you go to the Germany private university for studying, German language is not required, because most of the universities nowadays provide you the course option into English language only, right? But when it comes to the settlement, again, for the jobs, for other things, for doing your part time jobs, full time jobs, to stay there in the country, to get the PR, language is important. Because if you don't know their language, you will not be able to survive there. You will not be able to earn more. So that is why we recommend to the student, if you want to go to the Schengen country, try to at least take A1 level. Not much, but at least A1 level, so that you can understand, and then you can easily grab up the A2, B1, B2 language also, B2 like levels also.
Let's assume a student who has a weak communication skill, like someone
Okay.
who would take a lot of time to pick up English language for multiple reasons, like he or she may not
True.
have the opportunity to speak in English and to improve the language. What tests can they take if they
Okay.
wish to go abroad? They desperately want to go
Okay.
abroad and they want to, which is the most easy test they can take among the group of the tests you told, like IELTS, TOEFL, and the others like Duolingo and the others.
So when it comes to easy exam, there is nothing which is easy. There is nothing which is hard. First of all, first of all, second is when we talk about the student who have not the good communication skills. Okay, they usually prefer to go with the Duolingo test. Now, why Duolingo? Why not IELTS test or TOEFL test? Mostly IELTS and TOEFL and PT also, you need to go to the centers and you need to give the exams. Okay. While when we are talking about the Duolingo exam, Duolingo is an exam which you can give at your home comfort. You can sit at your home, you can give your exam, and you can get your results within 2 days. But Duolingo is not accepted by many universities. So usually students who have studies like 10 years back, 20 years back, and now they are afraid for clearing their IELTS exam or clearing their English language test prep exam. So we recommend them those university who are taking the Duolingo, because it is if we are comparing with the IELTS and TOEFL also, it is comparatively easy for the students who have like problem in their language proficiency. And although we are also here to guide them, because definitely if they want to go to abroad, they want to settle down to abroad, they should learn their language. Mostly countries are English spoken countries, so they should at least learn a little bit communication, and that they will get it by taking some classes also and then give the exam.
So in the beginning of the session, we mapped language tests with countries. Now let's map
Yes.
courses with language tests. Say some student wants to take a graduate course. What are language proficiency tests he or she should focus on? Let's assume post graduation. What are the related courses? And if they are going for jobs, what are the related language proficiency courses they have to take? So can you elaborate on that?
Exactly. So when it comes to the levels of the study, undergrad, postgrad, or PhD, whatever it is, okay, it depends on the country. As in my first question, I have described you that depending on the country, exams are there, language test proficiency. Okay, if you are going to Australia and New Zealand, then if you can give PT, that is completely fine. That would help you to get your jobs also, that would help you to get your study also, and even once you apply for the PR, that would help you to get your PR also. Now, language tests are same for every country like this. But yes, when we are doing it for GRE, GMAT, and SAT, because these are not the language test programs, right? These are checking your skills. These are checking your intelligence to taking this program from for this university. So that is actually divided. As I have told, GMAT is mostly taken by the university, which is higher ranked universities and business schools, right? And for management programs, basically. GRE is widely accepted by the universities who are taking basically engineering programs for the high rank, then arts program, and then other programs which is not related to the business and management. So GRE is accepted by those university. Any student want to go high rank, what I mean is high rank is top 100 universities in the world. If they want to target that, even top 200 also, if they want to target that, they need to give this exam along with the English language proficiency exam, because that is the language proficiency. Another exam is basically the competitive exam which they need to clear to get the admission into the university.
Radhika, a lot of insights, awesome insights, like very crisp and clear has came out from this conversation. At the same time, the audience who are watching this video would love to know about you and your brand, GORDS Education. So can you
Sure.
please tell about yourself and your brand for the audience?
Definitely. So first, I tell about myself. So my name is Radhika, and I am into this study abroad industry from last 14 years. I have served a lot of students, ending a lot of universities, and recently I have started my own company, which name is GORDS Edu. The full name is GORDS Education Consultants LLP, and we help those students who are struggling to get the admissions just because of the language test proficiency. Sometimes student doesn't have the time to get into the basically coachings to get their classes done. Sometimes they are just working professional, they don't have time to travel, they don't have time to sit in 5 to 6 p.m class or 4 to 5 p.m class. So we have specially designed our classes for the working professional, for the students who want the classes sitting at their home, understanding what is the concept, how they can learn, and how they can achieve their target to going study abroad. So we are helping them. We are providing the classes for IELTS, TOEFL, PT, Duolingo, all the 4 language test proficiency class. Then we have GMAT, GRE for those students who are targeting high ranked universities also, and mediocre range also, because some universities are asking GRE, GMAT, and mediocre range as well. Then we have SAT also. After 12, students need to clear SAT exam to get the top universities, mostly in US, UK, and Canada. So these 3 countries usually asking for the SAT scores if you want to target these countries, universities, top universities. And then we have German language also, because person who don't have money but have knowledge definitely want to go to Germany Public University, because those are totally free and we are offering that. We are helping them to get those students into the university which is completely free. They don't have to pay anything, and they just get into the university to get their dream career.
Wow, it's a great initiative. What GOTS Edu is taking it's a very great initiative, especially the customized training option. Because when it comes to working professionals, they have to work from Monday to Friday or Saturday. So customizing the course according to their like for going to their dream country is something great. I greatly appreciate that initiative. And may the audience who are seeing this video reach out to you to fulfill their study abroad or working abroad dreams. Thanks, Radhika. Great.
Thank you so much.
To have you in our Q&A session.
Thank you, Vishnu. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.